Here we are, live on YouTube, live on TikTok, and let's see what happens. So the goal, redeem, I'm hoping to get some questions that I can use in my podcast recordings as well. So I've got my trusty handy dandy notebook, my doc opened up here so that I can grab some questions for the recordings as well. What's up, everybody? Hello on TikTok, YouTube. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, Christopher, what's up, my friend? Good to see you. It's good to see you as always. Just a quick spontaneous live. I don't know how long I'll be on. Probably not too long. I have to get up early in the morning. We've got a big weekend ahead of us. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I kind of had in my mind today, I was thinking, I may go live tonight. There's a chance I'm going to go live, but we'll see. And, came down to it. I felt like going live, so I jumped on. I did a little bit of recording today too. But I haven't finished up any recordings. Some comments are already filtered. Wow. I haven't finished up any recordings yet for the podcast, but it's in the works. How are comments filtered already to protect the community's experience? Don't let the devil confuse you. Come back to Jesus. Well, there is no devil to confuse me, and I'm not in confusion. I'm no longer in confusion. Good. What's up, the can, man? You have a few words for me. No, I don't need anyone to have any words for me. What's up, Liam? How's it going? I know. Haven't seen me in a while. I went live. Was it last week? I just went live like spontaneously last week. But I took a break for months. I was gone for months. I don't know, maybe 3 months or so. I took the summer off and went live again last week. I started doing some recording as well. I haven't published any of that yet. Hey, Catching 65. So I did go live last week just spontaneously. It was just on a whim. I just said, you know what? I did some recording and I jumped right into a live. So let's just do it. And I really enjoyed it. It was awesome. I've missed you guys. I've missed going live. Do you believe in reincarnation, like with the Dalai Lama? Well, I don't believe in anything, Randy, living the journey. Anything that has to do with beliefs is irrelevant. I think, thank you, my friend. Belief is irrelevant to me. Hello, Kelly Musgrave. Believing is irrelevant to me. I don't have any need or place for beliefs. And so to say that, I believe in reincarnation isn't something that I really believe in because I don't have any beliefs. And a lot of people ask me, well, what's going to happen when you die? And the truth is, I don't know, and neither does anyone else because I've never died before. And so anyone that tells you what happens after you die is giving you their belief because they've never died either. Died 100 times. doing right now? Well, right now is all there is, you know? And when you talk about death as something in the future, that really the future is present imagination. It isn't something that you've experienced. It's not something that you can experience. You will never experience the future because the future never arrives. We are always in the present moment. So we only have this moment ever. This is the only moment we ever have because it's the only moment that exists. It's all that exists. This moment right here, right now, this eternal present is all that exists. This is existence. And it is never ending. It's always the present. The past is a narrative we tell ourselves in the present. You can't touch it, taste it, smell it. There's no past that exists right now in this moment. And the future is just imagination that we have created in our minds in the present. And so that doesn't exist. So all we have is the moment, this moment right here, this present. And we can't help that. So when people say, you know, be present, you've got to be in the present, live in the moment. Well, everybody is, they just don't realize it. So it's really, are you aware of this moment? Are you aware of this present moment, the here, the now? Are you aware of it? That's the question. Do you have the understanding of what is? And what is now. That's it. And so it's a question of awareness, consciousness. Let's see, I missed... Oh, but belief is interesting. You believe you're breathing and alive right now. Oh, gotcha, Randy. Well, no, I don't believe that I'm breathing and alive right now. I simply am breathing and alive right now. So this is an experience that is a direct experience. It's happening, right? This is not something that has to be believed. It's something that is being experienced right in this moment. So that has nothing to do with belief either. I agree with you. I left belief systems, yet I just decided to believe in intentions of doing good. Nothing wrong with that at all. I don't believe I'm living. I know I am. Right, Christopher. Yeah, Randy, does that kind of make sense? The present has nothing to do with belief. Belief is irrelevant to the present. Belief has to do with anything but the present. Belief has to do with the future. Belief has to do with the past. But belief has nothing to do with the present because there's nothing to be believed in the present. The present is an experience, a direct experience that it contains everything in this moment, right here, right now. Thank you, Trina. Thanks, Christopher. That's awesome. A dinosaur. Hey, my mental. What's up, my friend? Yes, I've read the Quran. Religion is belief. All religion is simply belief. It isn't the truth. So, hey, my friend, if you are aligned, if you are a part, if you're a member of a religion, you are a member of a belief system. And beliefs are simply that. They are the creations of human beings. They're the imaginations of human beings. They aren't true. Why are you here? Why did the universe create you? I believe nothing. I trust myself. Right, exactly, my mental. Why are you here? Why did the universe create you? Well, that question is, it's a loaded question. Why did the universe create you? Well, that question presupposes that there is a you to be created and something to create that very you. And you, simply put, are an illusion. You, when we talk about you, typically we're talking about the ego, the person, the personality. And ego is simply an illusion. And what is that illusion? It's the illusion of separation. Ego believes that it is a separate being, a separate entity, separate and apart from it. There's me, and then there's the universe. There's me, and then there's everything else that exists. And in that question, why did the universe create you, right? You're putting a separation between the universe and you, and when the reality is there is no separation between you and the universe. The universe didn't create you. You are the universe. You're the universe expressed here now in this wave that you call you or I. You are the universe. You're not separate from it. So the universe didn't create you. The universe is waving and flowing, and you are that waving, you are that flowing of the universe. You're that constant flowing energy that makes up all things. There is no separation between any of it. It's the same energy, the same waving, the same flowing. Oh, thank you, Randy. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, Serge, what's up, my friend? Waves, that's right. Waves of the ocean of being. It's one of my favorite analogies. Do you think your existence has a purpose? Well, so there's so many different perspectives that you can bring to that question. Not yet, Serge, but maybe later. I just hopped on, but maybe later. It's good to see you, my friend. It's this is my second live in like months. I went live briefly last week. The question was, do you think your existence has a purpose? And then Bunny says, we have made up words to try to explain it. What is that? And it still doesn't make sense. Right. Yeah. Words can't ever get to it. It just can't happen. Hey, Steph. So let me get back to, do you think your existence has a purpose? Okay. So that's a similar question, to why did the universe create you, right? So it's a similar answer that I would give, but the answer that I give is just more of a question, really, right? So what does purpose imply? Purpose implies something outside of yourself, and yourself is synonymous, one and the same as existence itself, the universe. Does purpose make sense for a singular whole of existence? It's hard to put into words, but purpose implies something to be attained, something to be gained, something to achieve, right? So that's the idea of purpose. What could all of existence have to gain? What could all of existence have to attain or achieve? What could it possibly need to achieve? If there is this one existence and we're all it, what could that one existence possibly need to achieve? Right? And that's the question. What's the purpose? And there simply isn't one. There isn't a purpose, right? What's up, Gabriel? Because purpose implies something other than itself, right? So, but then you can talk about purpose on different perspectives, right? You can talk about purpose from the egoic perspective, right? What is my purpose? Well, what is the purpose of a bird? What's the purpose of a bird singing? What's the purpose of a wave waving? Well, there's no purpose. It just sings. It just waves, right? The ocean waves without purpose. It just waves and waves and waves and waves. And that's what we are. We're the waves of the ocean of being, right? So the question of purpose is a human question. It's just a human perspective question. Birds don't ask the question of purpose. Waves don't ask the question of purpose, and we're not separate from those things. We are those things too. So purpose is kind of, it's just a human question. It's a philosophical question that really is unanswerable because there's not one. Would you say it's to raise positive energy? That could be it depends. I mean, Texas Public School, how can I complain? That is something on a daily basis that could be looked at as something to do, right? But from the ultimate perspective, again, and if you view it from the ultimate perspective, and when you have this understanding of the nature of reality, that everything is this one existence and there is no separation, that is an illusion, then life itself, your life itself, becomes natural and spontaneous, and you really don't even concern yourself with those questions of purpose, with those questions of, well, what is the point, or with the questions of what happens after death, or with the questions of, what should I believe? Because all of those types of questions they really do become but they really do become irrelevant, because you are consistently, consciously and unconsciously, natural, spontaneous, flowing with the entirety of the whole, because that's what you are. You are the whole. You're all of existence. We are all existence. We really are one. We're the same energy flowing throughout. We're the same energy. This cosmic energy, this universal energy, this existence is what we are. And when you realize that, when you have that understanding, thank you. When you have that understanding, then life becomes natural, it becomes spontaneous, it becomes witnessing, it becomes a happening, which is a word that I use pretty regularly for some reason. I know I'm missing a lot of comments, and I'm not intentionally missing comments. Okay, space, frog, gravity. Been there, done that, my friend. Drop beliefs. You are caught up in the bondage of belief. And that's what belief is. It's bondage. It has nothing to do with reality. Belief has nothing to do with reality. Belief has nothing to do with what is. Belief has only to do with the past or the future, which neither exist. Belief shows that you are unaware, unawakened. Belief has only to do with those who are asleep. Belief is like dreaming. Belief is a dream, and you dream when you're asleep. Likewise, you believe when you're asleep. But when you wake up, you have no place for belief. Belief is irrelevant. You no longer need belief. There's nothing to believe, because you experience what is. You experience all of existence, all that it has to offer, because you are it. And you discover that. And you don't need belief. You don't need the primitive beliefs. You don't need the human created beliefs, the imagination of human beings that become your beliefs. Scared of God. Well, you're scared of something that doesn't exist. You're scared of something that isn't. I find it hard under stressful situations to stay connected to my higher mind. Well, and don't judge that. That's okay. That's okay. What happens is when we do experience those moments, my mental, because, man, everybody understands. What's up, Bustin? If you can go through those types of experiences, my mental, if you can go through those types of experiences, and on the other side of it, don't judge it. If you can not judge it during the experience, that's great. But if you feel it in that experience, which, we do, and you come out on the other side of that experience, and then you look back on it, you go, well, that happened. Okay, that was a happening. And don't judge it. Really stress. Well, that's understandable. Stressed about the kids. Hey, well, thank you, Christopher. Don't judge yourself for being stressed about your kids either. I got a buzz. I was tired of it. I just buzzed it off. My mental. That's where the real issue. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, my friend. Dang, that's 100. That's awesome. Thank you. That's where the problem really comes in, right? Is when you judge it, because you're putting a separation. What's up, Bo? You're putting a separation between yourself and those actions, and you're saying, I don't want to do that, but you did it. And why? Because you're not schizophrenic. And when you judge yourself, that's somewhat schizophrenic, right? And perhaps you are. I mean, I'm not saying that you could be clinically schizophrenic, and that's okay, but it's like schizophrenia. I'm not saying that is schizophrenic, but it's like schizophrenia because you're sitting on top of yourself, judging yourself, right? And that's kind of schizophrenic. So if you can go through those experiences of stress, of worry, of pain, of sadness, and then on the other side of that, of happiness, of joy, of excitement, of all those kinds of things, right? And then you don't judge any of that stuff and say one is better than the other. You experience it, and you experience it like clouds floating through the sky. You don't judge them. You tend to, and don't be attached to them, because then you get caught up in your mind about it. Damn it, why did I get so pissed? Why did I act like that, right? Why did I say those things or do those things? And you get stuck on it, you get hung up on it, and then it's just a downward spiral from there. You just keep going down and down and down. And it's all due to that judgment, that separation, and going, I did this, I don't want to do that. That's, there's this war between the spirit and the flesh, that kind of idea where you're tearing yourself apart. And you're splitting yourself into two people. If you just go through those experiences and don't judge them, they become less powerful. They become less frequent. And, after a while you look back and you go, wow, actually I see where I used to be. I used to do these kinds of things all the time. Not that I'm judging them, but I'm noticing that they're less frequent. They're not happening as often as they used to. I've changed. Something's changed. And what's changed is you're becoming one. You're not judging those things as though they're separate things that somebody else did and you don't like that person. You're loving yourself through those things and going, it's not good, it's not bad, it's happening, it happened, I can't change it. Yeah, that's a form of, and there's all kinds of techniques that are helpful, and that could be one of them. There are all kinds of things that help. And, in the beginning, one thing that's super helpful is witnessing everything that you do, say, think, right? When you have a conversation, if you can get into the mind frame of witnessing that conversation and like just watching it play out, it's actually very helpful. And it's kind of like a technique that it's almost a meditative technique in the beginning that you can use that bridges that contributes to awareness, right? Because you're becoming aware of everything that's going on. You're watching your thoughts, you're watching your conversations, you're watching your actions, and then eventually that witnessing even comes to an end and disappears, and you realize that the witness is not even an accurate depiction, that there is only what is, and it's all happening naturally, spontaneously, and you are one with it all, and you don't judge it. In fact, I have this, it's not that, there's a mosquito. here it is. You know, it reminded me of this. I printed this out last year, and I just pulled it out of my bag today or a couple days ago. It's the Shin Ming by the third Zen patriarch, written somewhere around 600 AD or so. It's an ancient Zen writing, and it says the great way is not difficult for those who have no preferences. When love and hate are both absent, everything becomes clear and undisguised. Make the smallest distinction, however, and heaven and earth are set infinitely apart. But what it means is, it gets down and it says, if you wish to see the truth, then hold no opinions for or against anything. To set up what you like against what you dislike is the disease of the mind. And really, it's not saying, go through like a robot. That's not what it's saying at all. What it's saying is, don't judge. Like, the judging is what really throws us into a spiral. That judging sets us, it tears us apart from ourselves, and we become this schizophrenic mind, and it tears us apart from reality, because reality is no separation. There is no separation in reality. And so to say, this is good, this is bad, I'm judging my thoughts, I'm judging my reaction that I had yesterday at noon, I wish I wouldn't have done that, that sucks, that is only going to produce more of those moments. But if you can just look at it, witness it, see it as a happening, not make a big deal about it, it tends to lessen in frequency and lose its grip. Yeah, true happiness. That's right. Yeah, the gods are made in the image of men, and men are judgmental, and therefore the gods are judgmental as well. So if we can drop those gods and drop judgmentalism and judgment altogether, we would be much more aware of what is, and what is the present, and the present has no need for belief or religion or God. The present moment is all that there is. Well, yeah, my mental, it's a natural thing for a human being, because we do have preferences. We do judge, right? And that's the whole point, is just seeing through that. And when we do make those judgments, because we're going to do it, don't judge the judgments, right? So just go, okay, yeah, I see that. You're recognizing it. And that's good. Deprogramming is hard. Yes, I have like clouds in the sky. Acknowledge them and let them float away. Exactly. They float through, they come, they go. And, it's like Alan Watts and others have said. I've read Alan Watts say it, heard him say it, Osho said it, some of the Zen writings say it. Do you ever look at a cloud and judge it and say, that's a badly shaped cloud? Man, that's a horrible, hideous cloud. You don't judge the clouds. And likewise, emotions, thoughts, all of these things, these happenings are clouds drifting through the sky. If we can just watch them come and watch them go without judgment, that's awareness. That's a meditative state. Oh, Ryan, that's a tired out. Those are some tired out things you're saying, my friend. People say those things all the time. And we have no need for the regurgitated parroting of religious apologetics. Awakening is so beautiful and amazing. It is. It really, truly is. It truly is. Ryan, you can't influence me in any sort of way whatsoever. I've had conversations with the best and the worst, and I've been there, I've done that. I have a master's of arts in religion. I was a pastor for several years. Been there, done that. I learned Hebrew and Greek. I've read the Bible more time. I've translated more Bible than most Christians have read. Been there and done that. Well over it. And I have no interest at all whatsoever, because it's absolutely and totally irrelevant to me. It's absolutely and totally irrelevant for you. You just don't realize it. You're just asleep. You're sleeping in belief. Belief is a dream. It's for those who are sleeping. You sleep, you dream. You sleep, you believe. It has nothing to do with reality. What's up, Jet? It has... What's up, my friend? Good to see you. Belief is sleeping. Belief is synonymous with dreaming. It's the same as dreaming. You sleep, you dream. You sleep, you believe. When you awaken, you no longer dream. When you awaken, you no longer believe. Belief is totally irrelevant. It has nothing to do with the present moment. My parents are still very Christian. It's so weird to deconstruct from your family of origin. Yeah, absolutely. Same. Yeah, same. I've been there and done that. I know exactly what you mean. Belief is Disney. The wave. And yours are Muslim, yeah. I think, what was that guy's name that I was talking to? Was that, I believe in God. Was that Ryan, I think? If he heard any of that I said, I think he could potentially wake up. It does, Bo. I think belief is the best. How can an all-knowing and loving God and hell exist at once? Impossible. They're just all human fabrications. They're the imagination of human beings. God made in the image of man. Preventing the scurvy. That's exactly what I'm doing, Steph. Gods are all created in the images of man. And that's why gods are very, very human-like, filled with jealousy, anger, judgment. My mental. Then it must be true. Do you believe in afterlife? I kind of talked about that a little bit earlier, but no, I don't believe in anything that would include the afterlife. I've never died before. And so I don't have any beliefs about the afterlife. It's not something I've experienced. It's not something that anyone's experienced, never truly experienced. There are near-death experiences. Being alive is such a trip. It is. Near-death experiences. Why did you drop out of college? Well, I've got 2 degrees, so I didn't, a bachelor's and a master's, so I didn't drop out. There are near-death experiences, but they're just that. They're near death. They're not death experiences, because no one has ever died and come back to tell us what it is, what it's like. So no one knows. Thank you, Rhiannon. Rhiannon. I can't remember, but it's good to see you. I think I said it right. Rhiannon, right? Because I've done that before. I've said that before. I'm like, is that it? So for you eliminate heaven and God. Yeah. It is. I wonder, can you not say that on TikTok? It is freeing. It is freeing because you know why it's freeing? Because when you drop belief, you come to what is. You come to what is. And it's something that you've missed all along in belief, because belief clouds what is. What's up, the Balrog? I know it's been a minute. I'm good. How are you? Yeah, exactly, Rhiannon. Yeah, it is just nice to exist. You know, belief clouds. It takes you. Well, again, belief is sleeping, so you're unaware. You're unaware of what is, which is the present. And so you're just in this sleep, zombified in a sense. Belief is zombification, is what belief is. It really is. And so, how can the idea of no afterlife not scare you? This life is so short. Well, because I live in the present, and so belief isn't something that I am I'm thinking about. I mean, death isn't something that I'm thinking of. It's not something that I'm experiencing in this moment. I am aware of what is. It's this moment, right? And so to take away this moment, this awareness of what is, with fear, like fear of death or fear of no afterlife, would be fruitless, and you know, there would be nothing good out of that. You're in this moment, but life passes so fast. But this moment isn't passing. This moment is eternal. This is all you experience. Everything that you experience is right here in this moment. All right? You don't want to see or look into what happens after the short life. Well, it's irrelevant to me right now. It's totally irrelevant. It has nothing to do with this moment. And if you are totally aware of this moment, you are in direct contact with what is, then you have nothing to fear. What is there to fear? You realize that you are existence itself. You're not separate from it. There's not you and existence, you and the universe. You are the universe. You are existence. The separation that you believe exists is just a belief. It's an illusion. And when that illusion crumbles and fades and dissolves, and you realize that you are one, truly one with all that there is, you're the same energy that makes up everything else. You're synonymous with it. Then what is there to fear, really? What is there to fear? I'm missing a lot of the comments, I know, but I'm trying to keep up. Spinning facts as usual. What's up, cheese balls? Faster, Rick. What's up, Bo, on YouTube? Being the only it's a private showing. That's true. That is true. Why would a God even create a hell in the first place? Because he's created in the image of man, and man needed hell to control, manipulate, and make sense of his own judgments. Rhiannon, you have a good night as well. It's good to see you. Yeah, YouTube streaming as well. Yeah, Steph. If so, I guess I missed the first part of that, raising athletes. If so, how did you tell your friends that are Christian that you no longer believe? Well, I didn't for a long time. I just kind of stepped out and disappeared for a while because it was an existential crisis. You know, I went through an existential crisis when I could no longer believe, because I didn't want to lose my faith. I didn't want to not believe. This was years ago. I was in ministry. I was a pastor. You know, it was everything to me. And so when I was no longer able to believe anymore, because I just couldn't believe the things that I had once believed. I mean, thank you, Scotty. I intellectually worked my way out of faith, out of belief, and I couldn't believe the things anymore. And it was an existential crisis. And so I went kicking and screaming and just kind of slipped away for a while, disappeared for a while. Oh, love, I see your question, but I'm not going to address it here for various reasons. And one of those reasons is that I'm a teacher as well, so I have to watch a little bit of what I say as far as those kinds of things go. That's a good question. Plead the fifth, exactly. I wonder how many believers turn atheists then back to believers. Oh, yeah. Not a ton, but they do exist. You know, and if they do, hold on, Bo, I'm gonna read that in just a second. If they do, then it wasn't thorough enough. They didn't truly understand why they left in the first place. Oh, okay, love, yeah. Anyway, just wanted to mention, even though I say a lot of silly things when I tune into your lives, I take this subject seriously, and I'm grateful that you take the time to do these lives. Thank you, Bo. There's nothing wrong with this, with silliness either. I enjoy silly things said, and I appreciate that very much. Love it. Yeah, it doesn't sit right with you. I understand. I totally understand. I get it. Stillness makes the ride worthwhile. Silliness, yes. Okay, I was like, silliness does exactly. It sure does. Yeah. You know, you have to have some comedy. I mean, it is a comedy. It's all silliness. Dan, yeah, no label at all. I don't label myself at all. I really don't. I don't put any absurd comedy, right? I don't, speaking of absurdist, I don't label myself at all. People would like for me to, but it's just not something, I don't feel the need to label myself. I don't want to box myself in any kind of box either. I don't want to have to confine myself to any kind of language. I'm free to contradict myself if I want to. Yeah, try to fit you in a category. Did you experience an increase in mental illness symptoms when you were a Christian? That's a good question. By a ghost. I don't know if I read all that right. Wait, what was the... mental illness. Did I experience an increase in mental illness symptoms when you were a Christian? Well, I think it lends itself to those kinds of things. Yes, I mean, depression is definitely something that is common in religions such as Christianity that have these that's somewhat, well, it has these ideas of righteousness and unrighteousness, and having to live up to certain standards, even though you could be a part of maybe an extreme Calvinistic religion that's oh, what's up, Tim? an extreme Calvinistic religion where you say that it's all grace, it's tulip to the core. Well, it still lends itself because you're constantly examining yourself to see whether you're in the faith. So any acts of righteousness you perform lend itself to pride and self-righteousness that could become sort of symptomatic of narcissism and mental illnesses like that. And then any kind of failure lends itself to depression and morbid introspection, where you're down because you haven't missed it. Could be a parent. You haven't lived up to the standards that you would like to live up to, and so it lends itself to depression and all those kinds of things. But yeah, I think those types of religions do contribute to symptoms of mental illnesses for sure, because they're not normal. They're not reality, right? They just keep you sleeping. They keep you in the dream. They keep you in belief. They keep you in bondage. They never set you free to experience what is. They never lead you into the right direction of discovering your own nature and who you really are. And who you really are is not the little ego that needs salvation because you're so bad and unrighteous. No, who you are is existence itself. You are all that exists. You are synonymous with it. You're continuous with it. You're the same energy. You are the whole thing. You're the ocean of being. Thinking you're merely a wave, but you're not. You are the whole thing. And religions will keep you from realizing that, will keep you asleep. And it's a business to do that. It helps the money to roll in when you constantly need salvation, you constantly need grace, you constantly need the message. The money's going to flow. There are bills to pay, salaries to pay, preachers to pay. It's a business. Captured a soul on camera, the ghost that screamed evidence of God. Yeah, see, all those things are just so, Mel, none of that ever appeals to me. Are you not asleep? Well, it's only 10:30. So, not yet. Busting. You like that? I haven't read the whole Bible. Does it have ghost stories? Yeah, it does. I've read the Bible several times and translated so much of it. And there are somewhat ghost stories, when people appear from the other side. Abraham on the mountain, things like that. Worshipping the creation. Well, when you worship a God, you are worshiping the creation, because gods are creations of human beings. Gods are made in the image of human beings. Gods are made in the minds of human beings and formed out of these primitive needs of human beings. And then these beliefs have just been carried down throughout time, and they aren't true. And so you are worshiping a creation when you worship a God, because you're worshiping the creation of a human being, of human beings. So you believe in an afterlife. I don't believe in anything. Beliefs are irrelevant. Beliefs are for the sleeping. Beliefs have nothing to do with what is, and what is this moment right here, right now. Belief has to do with the past and the future, and all that there is this moment, this present moment, this now. This is all that there is, and it's existence itself. And so when you're in direct aware contact of the now, of this moment. What has belief to do with anything? Nothing. It has nothing to do with anything. It's irrelevant. You don't need belief. You can drop belief and you will be freer, happier, more awake, more aware. And the more that you can drop beliefs, the more awake you become. Because you don't need belief. Belief is utterly irrelevant, absolutely unnecessary. %, Bustin'. What's your best argument for atheism? I don't have one. I'm not an atheist. I'm not a theist. I'm not any of those things. I don't label myself. Astro said, stop it. Astro, come here, buddy. Did you hear that comment? Ludicrous. Have you not been listening? Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Yeah, Nacho just walked through as well. There he is. He's got his ears back. I think he got pissed that Astro barked. So he ran out with his ears back. Would you say you're an agnostic atheist? No. I don't label myself at all. I really don't. I don't label myself at all. Because I don't feel the need to label myself. I really don't. Number one, I do transcend labels, and I don't want to box myself in, and I don't want to trap myself into this box or that box, and the need to be consistent with language. I can be free to use language. I can be free to change my mind. I can be free to be inconsistent and contradictory. Maybe it's just paradoxical. What do you mean by we are one? Labels are not meant to trap you. Well, they are a trap, my friend. They are. Well, I mean, there's just no need to label yourself either, especially when you don't believe anything. When you have no beliefs, what labels do you need? And labels separate. Labels are going to separate me from others, you from others. There's the us and them mentality. And I don't label myself. I really don't. And I can use words that, perhaps one group of people would feel uncomfortable using. And other people may use words that this group would feel uncomfortable using, but I can use those words. And I just really don't feel the need to label myself. I really don't. People who label themselves, that's fine. I don't feel the need to label myself at all, Oh, what do you mean by we are one? I forgot. The essentially it comes down to that separation is an illusion. And there is only one. There is only existence. You aren't separate from existence. You are existence itself. Because how can you be separate? It's like saying, it's like saying there's me and there's the universe. Well, that's a false separation. That's an idea that is just a belief. You aren't separate from the universe. You are the universe. You're the same matter. Thank you, Mo. You're the same energy. You're the same movement. You are a part of this universe. You could say it that way, but really that doesn't get at it either, because it still implies some sort of separation, like into parts, but there really isn't. There is cosmic energy, right? There's so many different ways to put it. There's cosmic stuff. There's cosmic energy. There's existence. There's the ocean of being. And you are that, right? It's this analogy that I haven't used tonight, but maybe just briefly. I live on an island and I surf and I walk on the beach every day. It's like looking at the ocean and looking at the waves and believing that those waves are separate, right? Those waves aren't separate from the ocean. The waves are the ocean waving. Believing you are separate from existence, separate from the universe, separate from other people is like a wave believing it is separate from the ocean. It can't, there's no truth in it. It can't be, it's impossible. It's not reality. It's not reality. The reality is that the wave is simply the ocean waving. And that's what we are. We are the ocean of being waving. And so we are one means simply that. You think you are two. You think you are separate. You think that this is, there is me, and there is you, and there are trees, and there are dogs, there are all these different things, but that's just an illusion, right? It's a useful, helpful illusion that we operate in and we move in on a daily basis. Thank you, Mo. But it is nonetheless an illusion. You are not separate from anything around you. You're not separate from anything around you. You are the same continuous, organic process unfolding all around you. You're it. You are the universe. You are existence itself. And that's what I mean by we are one. It's just a phrase that almost but doesn't get at it, that doesn't get at reality. And, matter is energy. Energy is matter. It's scientific. It's philosophic. It's scientific. It's existential. It's experiential. It is reality. It's the nature of reality. One. Thanks for all the likes and the gifts and the comments. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I dig sacred geometry, flower of life, etc. Huh. Send me something on that. Trying to read some. Cool, Bustin'. I like that. Yeah, thanks, Steph. But you're calling being delusional. I'm just reading. Jesus down on the cross, defeat death and sin, and was risen by God as our Lord and Savior. But those are beliefs. Those are simply beliefs. Those are your beliefs. Beliefs. Oh yeah, thank you. Those are beliefs. They have nothing to do with reality. They have nothing to do with this moment. They have nothing to do with the present, which is all that there is. What's up, Arcus? I dressed up as Deadpool and went to an art walk. A couple of people wanted to take pics with me. Nice. Last Halloween, I dressed up as Blippi, and my wife was Miss Rachel, and our littlest one was a robot. But everybody wanted to take pictures with me because I was Blippi. And I really acted it out, too. I put on the show. I don't know what we're going to do this Halloween. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, I can see you on YouTube. Yeah, I just responded to your comment. Maybe you were flipping back over here. But I was saying that last Halloween I dressed up as Blippi, and everybody wanted to take pictures with me because I was Blippi. Oh, nice, Bustin'. That's awesome. You could be Chad Murray. Is that... let me make sure I'm thinking of the right person. Because if so, I've got something to say about that. Let's see. Yeah, Chad Murray. So, you know what's so funny about that? Yeah. Okay, you know what's so funny about that is there are people that tell us that our 3-year-old looks like a mini Chad Michael Murray. That is hilarious that you said that. I don't think I've ever gotten that, but our littlest one does all the time. That's so funny. Oh man, I don't know what we're doing this year. Oh, man, I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. It's so good. That's so funny, Rokia. That is funny. Man, I had a doc open to write down some of these questions for my recordings for a podcast. And I totally forgot. I haven't been typing any questions down. I can go back and watch this, I guess, and pull some. You're so not scared. You decided that it's your entire MO. I'm going to dress up as Rick. That's hilarious. Scare some people. So, what is my podcast? Well, I've started recording for it, but I haven't published it yet. But I'm streaming on YouTube. You need a secretary. I do. I really do. I'm streaming now on YouTube. So anytime I stream on TikTok, I try to stream on YouTube as well. So it's going to be on that channel, Rick Questions Things. When I finally get enough recorded and edited for pauses and stuff, it's just going to take me a while. But I did finally start recording. I just need to get it ready to publish. Get me a custom Deadpool paperclip. Oh man. What time is it? I do have to get up early. 10:44. All right. Okay. You don't believe in God? I don't. I don't believe in anything. I have no use for beliefs. I need not believe in anything. Beliefs are irrelevant. Beliefs are unnecessary. 11:44 there, yeah. Jesus is real. Well, that is a belief, and it's totally unnecessary and irrelevant to me. I respect your belief, but it is just that. It's just a belief that I have no use for or need for. And I have been there. I've believed it. I used to believe it. Yeah, it's not necessary. Again, belief is for the sleeping. Belief is a dream. You sleep, you dream, you sleep, you believe. Because belief has to do with everything but this present moment. And this present moment is all that exists. And so when you believe something, it has to do with the past or the future, things that aren't now, things that have nothing to do with being in direct contact and in full awareness of the present moment. And once you wake up and you have this awareness of what is, which is the present, and you're in direct contact, this natural, spontaneous existence, then you don't need beliefs. They become irrelevant. They become totally unnecessary. You don't need them at all. You have no use for belief whatsoever. When I'm now, I don't feel like I'm in control of my body. How does being now influence your control? Well, see, that idea of control it implies a separation between the controller and what is controlled. And really, some people can hear this and some people can't. There is nothing to be controlled, and there's no one to control it. Everything is a happening of the whole. Everything is a happening of the universe. And when you can let go of that need for control, That's an egoic need. That's a need of the ego, right? And the ego is, by definition, the illusion of separation. That's why the ego exists. It imagines it's a separate entity. And that separate entity imagines that it can control things. But everything is a happening of the whole. Excuse me, it's a happening of the universe, a happening of existence. And so when you realize that, the whole idea of control falls away. And you just, there's that mosquito. And it just, man, the mosquitoes are terrible. Since the hurricane and all the rains, mosquitoes have been unreal. It's been something. When you see that, everything is happening. And there's no controller. There's nothing to be controlled. You don't stress over those kinds of things. And, oh, you lose control. That's okay. Because it's not in control in the first place. There is the continuous flow of energy. Words just can't get to it, but there's so many different ways to put it, and that's one of them. The continuous flow of energy. The energy of the universe, cosmic energy, flowing, connected, inseparable. There's nothing to control because it's all one. So control implies more than one. Something to control, something to be controlled. And the truth is, there is no separation, and therefore the idea of control, the controller and the controlled melt into the whole, and really is meaningless in the end. And that's hard for people to understand. It's hard for people to grasp because we're so used to the idea of control. You know, you're in control, you're out of control. But those are human terms, those are human concepts. Hey, Rhonda, what's up, my friend? Thank you, Mo. Bo Burnham. Articulating it cut off the rest of it. If you see that mosquito land on my face, let me know. This guy's just yapping. Reality is an illusion. The universe is a hologram. By gold. That's funny. An interpretive dance. That's okay, love. I think one day you'll come around. But if not, it's okay. I get it though. I understand what you mean. I really do. And from the human mind, from the ego, that is the exact response to expect from the ego. So think about that. Really examine that. Is this an egoic response? Because the ego hates the idea of it being nothing. The ego hates the idea of it being an illusion. I mean, this is what the ego is. It's the very opposite of it needs meaning. It needs purpose. It needs to feel special. It needs to feel separate, like it's a thing. And that's the very illusion of it. More amigos. Does that make sense, love? So it's good to kind of examine responses and think, is this an egoic response? Is this a response from the whole? Is this a response from the whole, consistent from the whole, or from all of existence? Is this response consistent with existence, from existence? The if you can call it the perspective of existence, or is it a response that is coming from the ego, originating in ego, the idea of separation? That's a good way to examine it and think about it. Your responses, your ideas. And now it feels so miraculous. The ego says this now is just a product of brain chemistry, right? Yeah, we should. I'm not advanced enough to go beyond animalism. Oh, we should collaborate. Yeah, we could. We could. Hell isn't real, and plus the Bible wasn't even written to you. That's right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, hell is a belief, and the Bible is a book of beliefs, and it's written in its own historical context, for its own historical context, in the understanding of its own historical context. It has nothing to do with anyone today at all. What did you learn from reading the Bible so many times over? So I've read the Bible so many times, and I've translated more of the Bible from Hebrew and Greek than most Christians have read. And that's just the truth of it. I've preached through the Bible, and what I learned from reading it, translating it, is that it isn't true. It isn't the truth. It doesn't mean there aren't truths in it, interpretive truths or truths that you can apply. But it isn't the truth. It isn't miraculous. It isn't the Word of God. It's just the words of human beings in their own historical context, trying to understand their times, trying to legitimize their identity as a nation, as a people. That's all the Bible is. The Bible has nothing to do with anything with reality, with existence, with the present moment. It has nothing to do with today, 2024. Nothing, absolutely nothing. It's totally irrelevant. The Bible is absolutely irrelevant, and so is the Quran, so is the Book of Mormon. So, all of those religious texts that are supposedly from this God out there are totally irrelevant. They have absolutely nothing to do with us in 2024. And we can drop those things. We can drop them. We can be a clean slate. You'll always be influenced by your conditioning, your programming. But the more that you can deprogram, the freer you become. The more that you can deprogram, the more in touch with reality you become. The more awake you become. Dropping beliefs, dropping religions, dropping those things that are totally irrelevant to us today. Thank you for the rose, Doberman, 1984. That's why they teach it to us as kids. Exactly. And, when I believe a religion, I want other people to believe it to help solidify my own feelings about it. The more people that believe it, the better I feel about it. The more people believe, the more that I feel legitimized, the more that I feel confirmed. Oh, okay. Maybe there is some truth to it because so many people believe it, And that's such a false view of it. It's so wrong. think indoctrination is abuse, honestly. Yeah, it is. It really is. It really is. Yeah, the ego hates cognitive dissonance. Such a good point, man. Thank you. Is there somewhere I can read about your deconditioning? Yeah, if you go to rickquestionsthings.com. It's in my bio. If you go to rickquestionsthings.com, I have written a little bit about it. I have written a little bit about it there. There's one post that I wrote a couple of years ago called, Leaving Christianity, I think is what it was called. But anyway, there are some posts. If you go to rickquestionsthings.com and then go to the posts page, the blog or posts, and then there are categories, and you can select Christianity or maybe deconstruction, and they should pull up. I haven't seen any hatefulness. I haven't seen any. Do you have a PhD? No, I have a master's degree from Westminster Theological Seminary. I have a computer science degree and a master's degree in religion from Westminster. That's where I learned Hebrew and Greek and went through all the classics and apologetics and all the hermeneutics and homiletics and studied the languages. And then I was in ministry for several years. What denomination? Oops. Uh-oh. There we go. I'm going to have to fix this. I'm going to read this first. What denomination did you used to be? Whoa. What denomination did you used to be? So let me see if I can fix this first real quick. There we go. I used to be, I was raised Church of Christ. Very legalistic. Very, we're the only ones. Fundamentalist. Let me find my background here so I can put this back. Maybe I can't. Well, maybe we'll have fireworks in the background. I always do that at least once. Let's see. I don't want recents. Let me find any recents. I was raised Church of Christ. There it is. And I, however, there we go. I went to Westminster Theological Seminary, which was a Presbyterian seminary. And so, at some point I became Reformed, Calvinistic, and, in theology. But ultimately, I ended up being non-denominational. So I left denominations totally at some point and became involved in the house church movement, like the grassroots house church movement, planted house churches and all those kinds of things. And then as I was going through my deconstruction, I was gearing up for the mission field as well. And but ultimately, worked my way intellectually out of religion, out of faith, out of belief, and just could no longer believe it. Seems like you've seen it all. I've lived many, many lives in this one lifetime. Okay, what's your point? I'm just singing. I don't have a point. I'm just, like the birds sing, I'm singing. I'm just speaking. I'm here in this moment. It's something I enjoy. That's the point. Me too. What time is it? 11:01. Yeah, I probably should go to bed. It's 11:01. I have to get up early. I've got a big weekend. It's my birthday weekend too. My birthday Sunday. So it's going to be a busy one. It's 12:01 in Florida. Yeah, that's right. It's 12:01 for Buston too. It's nice to see you, Steph. Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. I have 44 viewers. And guess what? I don't know if I've ever told you how old I am. I'm turning 44. Anybody know that? Goated mindset. Check your. Oh, good. Yeah. Based on what I've heard, I'd like you as a guest on my podcast. Yeah, cool. August. Yeah, check the website. Reach out to me through the website. Nice. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm aligned. All right, guys. Taking these, bro. Great live. Yeah, dude. Thank you so much, Bustin', my friend. We'll keep in touch. I'll talk to you soon, and I'll be back. You know, I went live early last week, for the first time in forever. It's just a spontaneous. I jumped on, went live, didn't plan it. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, Rokia. Have a good night. I appreciate you very much. What's up, Sammy, my friend? It's good to see you. Thank you. I went live last week for the first time in months, and now I'm live. Yeah, man, it's good to see you. Now I'm live again tonight, so I'm back. I am doing some recording for a podcast. I just haven't figured it out yet. Thank you, Jet. I love all you guys. I haven't finished up enough of it to publish. I want to get a good amount of content done before I publish anything. So once I get some content created, I'm hoping to publish a podcast and start working on that and doing some recording. But I'm also going to continue doing lives on TikTok and also on YouTube, streaming simultaneously. All right. Well, I love you guys. I appreciate you. It's so good to see you all. I love you. Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's so good to see you guys. I love you. Thank you for being here. I missed you. And yeah, peace and love to you as well. Ciao, my friend Christopher. Love you guys. I will see you soon. Keep in touch. As always, you can go to rickquestionsthings.com and read some of the things I've written there. I usually post the live link from my YouTube stream. I'll post the live link there as well. If you want to go back and find anything that I talked about on this live, you can do that. So on the home page, I'll probably upload it tomorrow, but I'll have the latest live right there on the home page. And but I'll see you soon. I love you guys. Have a good night.